slowly while speaking into the radio. "I need backup right now." Aaron panicked and sprinted back toward his SUV. The footage became chaotic after that. Branches snapping, Aaron gasping for air, the flashlight bouncing everywhere. Then another sound appeared behind him. Footsteps, huge footsteps, closing fast. Aaron reached the SUV and yanked the door open. Right before he got inside, the body cam caught a clear glimpse of something standing at the edge of the trees. Its eyes reflected white in the darkness, and it was smiling. The footage cut off after Aaron screamed. They never found him. The sound of snapping bones echoed through the trees. Then silence. The first thing the police found was the deer. Its body had been split open from the stomach to the throat and hung upside down from a tree just off an old hiking trail in northern Washington. No organs, no blood on the ground, just the smell. A father and his teenage son discovered it while camping and called 911 immediately. Deputies searched the area expecting to find some psycho hunter or maybe a cult camp hidden in the woods. Instead, they found footprints, not human. The prints were massive, almost like a bear's, except longer, too narrow. The claws dug unnaturally deep into the mud, like whatever made them was incredibly heavy. The deputies photographed everything and left before dark. 3 days later, Deputy Aaron Weller disappeared. Aaron was 32, married, and had worked county law enforcement for almost a decade. According to his partner, Aaron became obsessed with the animal killings happening around the forest trails. Dogs, deer, even livestock from nearby farms. Every corpse looked wrong. Not eaten, not hunted, just ripped apart. The night Aaron vanished, he told dispatch he spotted movement near one of the abandoned fire roads deep in the woods. His body cam footage was recovered hours later beside his empty patrol SUV. The footage was never officially released, but one of the officers who saw it leaked details online before deleting his account. At first, the video showed nothing unusual. Aaron walked through trees with his flashlight while breathing hard into the mic. Then he stopped moving. There was a noise somewhere ahead of him. Not growling, not footsteps. Breathing. Heavy, wet breathing. Aaron whispered, "Jesus Christ." The flashlight beam shook violently as it landed on something standing between the trees. It was tall, way too tall. The officer who leaked the footage claimed the creature's head almost touched the lower branches. Its arms hung down past its knees. Its skin looked pale gray, stretched tightly over a body that seemed almost human underneath. Almost. Aaron backed away slowly while speaking into the radio. "I need backup right now." Then the thing moved, not running, not charging. It simply stepped behind a tree and vanished. Aaron panicked and sprinted back toward his SUV. The footage became chaotic after that. Branches snapping, Aaron gasping for air, the flashlight bouncing everywhere. Then another sound appeared behind him. Footsteps, huge footsteps, closing fast. Aaron reached the SUV and yanked the door open. Right before he got inside, the body cam caught a clear glimpse of something standing at the edge of the trees. Its eyes reflected white in the darkness, and it was smiling. The footage cut off after Aaron screamed. They never found him. That story spread around online for a few weeks before disappearing like every other creepy internet rumor. But a year later, 4 college students unknowingly drove straight into the same forest. Mia, Trevor, Luis, and Hannah were filming a road trip vlog during summer break. They mostly explored abandoned places and supposedly haunted locations for views online. Trevor found an old Reddit thread talking about Aaron's disappearance and convinced the group to visit the area. At first, it was all jokes. They laughed about forest monsters and fake cryptid sightings while driving deeper into the mountains. But the farther they got from the highway, the the stranger things became. No animals, no birds, no signal. Even the air felt dead. Luis mentioned it first. "You guys notice how quiet it is?" Nobody answered him, because he was right. The woods were completely silent. Not normal quiet, wrong quiet. They reached an abandoned ranger station just before sunset. The building looked half collapsed with broken windows and vines growing up the walls. Trevor was excited immediately. This place is perfect. Mia wasn't feeling it anymore. She kept glancing at the trees surrounding the station like someone was watching them. "I think we should leave before dark." Trevor rolled his eyes. "We drove 4 hours to get here." So they stayed. As night fell, the forest somehow became even quieter. Luis tried starting a fire outside while Hannah filmed TikToks near the station. Trevor wandered off alone with the camera searching for creepy B-roll footage. That was the last time anyone saw him alive. At around 10 p.m., Hannah realized Trevor had been gone too long. They started calling his name. Nothing answered back. Then Mia heard it. Footsteps, slow footsteps circling somewhere beyond the trees. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Luis grabbed the flashlight and aimed it toward the woods. For 1 second, they saw something pale move between the trunks, too tall to be human. Then it disappeared. Hannah nervously laughed. "Okay, screw this. Trevor, come out already." No response. Luis shouted louder this time. That's when they heard Trevor scream. It came from deep in the forest, raw, animalistic, the kind of scream that instantly tells you something horrible is happening. Hannah dropped her phone. Mia started crying immediately. Luis ran toward the sound while the girls followed behind him. Branches slapped against their faces as they pushed deeper through the woods. The flashlight beam bounced wildly between trees. Then they found Trevor's camera lying in the dirt, still recording. Luis picked it up with shaking hands. The footage showed Trevor filming himself, joking around minutes earlier. Then the camera turned suddenly toward the trees. A figure stood there in the darkness, tall, unmoving. Trevor whispered, "What the hell is that?" The thing charged him. The footage exploded into violent movement before ending in static. Mia wanted to leave right then, but Hannah suddenly screamed and pointed ahead. There was blood on a tree. Fresh blood. Long streaks of it dragged deeper into the forest. Luis looked terrified. "We need to go now." That's when they heard Trevor crying. Soft crying, somewhere ahead of them. "Help me!" Mia's face lit up. "He's alive!" Luis grabbed her arm hard. "No!" The crying continued, but something about it sounded wrong, like someone imitating human emotion without understanding it completely. Help! The voice stretched unnaturally at the end. Then came the sound of wet chewing. The flashlight beam slowly drifted toward the trees. Trevor was hanging upside down from a branch nearly 15 feet above the ground. His chest was split open, and something enormous was feeding on him. The creature turned its head slowly toward them. Its mouth was drenched black, its eyes reflected white, and Trevor's voice came from inside its throat. "Help me!" Hannah shrieked. The thing dropped from the tree. Luis screamed for the girls to run. They sprinted blindly through the forest while massive footsteps crashed behind them. Trees shook violently as the creature chased them. It moved impossibly fast for something so huge. Mia looked back once and instantly regretted it. The thing was almost on top of them. Its arms were too long. Its body bent strangely while running, like its bones didn't work correctly. Hannah tripped over a root and slammed face first into the dirt. "Mia!" Mia turned back toward her friend, but Luis grabbed her. "Don't stop!" Hannah's screams exploded behind them. The sound of snapping bones echoed through the trees. Then silence. Luis and Mia finally burst out onto the old fire road near their car. Louis fumbled desperately for the keys while Mia sobbed uncontrollably. Behind them, branches cracked slowly. The creature was walking toward them now, not rushing, taking its time. Louis finally unlocked the doors. They jumped inside, the headlights flicked on, and Mia saw it clearly for the first time. The creature stood nearly 8 feet tall. Its skin looked gray and stretched tightly over a body covered in scars. Parts of its face looked almost melted. Its mouth hung too wide, exposing uneven black teeth. But the worst part, its eyes looked human, not animal, human. The creature tilted its head slowly while staring directly at Mia. Then it smiled. Louis slammed the gas pedal. The tires spun violently before the car shot down the fire road. Neither of them spoke for almost 10 minutes. Then Mia looked behind them. The forest was empty. She started shaking. "We left Hannah." Louis gripped the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. "She was already dead." Suddenly, something slammed against the roof of the car. Both of them screamed. Huge claws scraped across the metal overhead. The creature had followed them. Louis swerved violently as the windshield cracked from above. A pale hand slid slowly across the glass. Then another. The thing crawled over the windshield upside down, staring directly at them. Its mouth opened unnaturally wide, and in Trevor's voice it whispered, "Pull over." Louis lost control of the car. The vehicle flipped 3 times before crashing upside down into a ditch. A truck driver discovered the wreck the next morning. Louis was dead instantly. Mia survived, barely. When police questioned her at the hospital, she told them everything. About the creature, about Trevor, about Hannah. The officers assumed she was traumatized and hallucinating until search teams returned to the crash site. The woods around the ditch were covered in massive footprints, and written across the overturned car in blood were 2 words. Still hungry, Hannah and Trevor's bodies were never recovered. Neither was the creature, but locals around those mountains still report hearing strange cries at night, deep in the forest. Sometimes the cries sound human, sometimes they sound wounded, and sometimes they sound exactly like someone begging for help.